What's up, what's up, what's up? What's up? What's up, what's up, what's up? It's the office Christmas party at QI and we're ready to get down with a G for groovy show. So let's hang loose, boogie-woogie and put a donk on some awesome anecdotes and funky facts with tonight's guests, the well-wicked Mack. The well-safe Bill Bailey. The well-cool David Tennant. And the well-I-never, it's Alan Davies. We were slightly afraid that you may not have heard enough Christmas songs in the shops this week, so Lee goes...
It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas.
Ah, Bill goes...
So here it is, Merry Christmas.
David goes...
Last Christmas,
And Alan goes... Excellent. Well, later on we're going to put the photocopying machine to some really imaginative use. But first, a bit of bad news. As it's Panto season, we had hoped to bring you Buttercup, the QI cow, but I'm afraid she's gone missing. If you see her, you will let me know, won't you, boys and girls? Is she? Boys and girls, I wish you'd warned me earlier. Hello, Buttercup. Great to see you. What I'd like you to do is to do a demonstration for the boys and girls. Can you do that? Would you like to go around the front and do? Now, what Buttercup is going to do... Buttercup does impressions, all right?
Right.
And Buttercup is going to do an impression, and you have to try and guess what she's doing an impression of. Off you go, Buttercup, darling.
Is it two out-of-work actors?
Yeah.
Oh, they're stamping their tiny hip. There we go. And...
Is it the way of walking?
Ah,
Slightly...
brilliant. Alan,
Is
yes.
it the legs not being in opposition or something like that?
Yes, because cows don't normally walk like that. So she's doing an impression of...
A freak.
A cow with an inner ear problem.
Yeah.
Or of an animal that does walk in that way. Left, right, left, right.
A weasel.
Lovely idea, but not a weasel.
Oh.
There are a couple, actually.
Rhino.
Oh,
A tapir.
the other one You're in Africa, you're on safari.
Dormouse. Giraffe.
Dormouse.
Massive
Giraffe is the right
Giraffe.
idea. That was Buttercup. Yes, Buttercup's very proud of herself. That was a very fine... It was a very fine imitation of a giraffe, because giraffes and camels, in fact, do that left-right walk. But cows, like horses... Would you like to do how you normally walk, Buttercup? You see?
What? So I'm slightly drunk?
Is that a cow creeping up on someone?
So, ladies and gentlemen, a big thank you to Buttercup! Never, ever in the history of show business has the phrase "don't milk it, love" been more appropriate. But you're right. I mean, you've got to have points, Alan, because the whole question was about the gait of four-legged animals. And do you know when it was decided, for example? There's how a giraffe actually walks. That's how... But who was it? Do you know, for extra points, extra Christmas bonuses available, if you can tell me who the man was who was responsible for basically demonstrating to the world how horses, for example, ran... progressed.
Is it something to do with cinema, moving images?
Yes.
It was...
a French cinematographer.
He was not French, no.
Oh.
His name was Edward Muybridge.
Oh.
Yep. No, he's quite well known, and I bet lots of people in the audience, you knew, didn't you, ladies and gentlemen? Yes. And these are some of his pictures. His book was Animal Locomotion, and he demonstrates the difference between walking, galloping, cantering, and trotting in horses. He not only did horses, he's best known for how horses galloped, he also did humans, and he was no stranger to controversy. He murdered his love rival in cold blood.
What?
Yeah.
Did he take photos of that as well?
He might have done, because he was the first person in American legal forensic history as a murderer to claim what excuse?
Insanity.
Yes! Points for David Tennant. Absolutely.
Well,
were you Anyway, the point is, our lovely Buttercup, the QI cow, was giving us her giraffe impression. And speaking of giraffes, what use is a giraffe bicycle? Lee?
Sorry, I was thinking of the hedgehog skateboard. Sorry. different thing, that, isn't it?
Any thoughts?
I'd like to point out that on the day I went giraffe riding, we didn't actually put pram wheels on the giraffe.
No. Fair point.
Those have been added in.
You don't want letters.
So you mean a giraffe that's been fashioned into a bicycle as opposed to a bicycle for a giraffe?
A bicycle with a long neck.
We've been seasonally silly, and Alan is right. It is, in fact, a big bicycle. And it was called the giraffe bicycle. It was its official name. It had a little badge on it saying the giraffe bicycle. And it had a specific function. But you may know that all bicycles at the beginning were very big. I mean, there it is. There is the giraffe bicycle. And there's its badge.
It's lethal. What happens when you get to the traffic lights? Oh, there weren't traffic lights there.
No, of course. Delivering papers to a giant mailbox.
You're thinking, and that's good.
OK, thank you.
For lighting lamps.
Yes, David Tennant, more points.
Thank you.
This is all the time travel he does. He knows something about every era.
He's acting.
It's not real. What? What do you mean?
Don't listen to him.
What do you mean?
I'm sorry. Have I upset you?
Tell me, don't know this is real.
Don't listen to the bad man. Don't listen to the bad man.
I know, it's a documentary, I know.
Yes, exactly.
Cybermen are real. I saw one in the corridor upstairs looking for him. Mr. Tennant, on that.
Can I just ask a question about that?
Yeah.
If they offer lighting lamps, you must have to do it on the move. You must go, whoa, otherwise you'll fall over when you stop.
You get to the lamp, you lean against the lamp, you've got a torch, and you've got an assistant, and you raise your lit torch to lit... It's gas lamps we're talking about, obviously.
Right.
Yep, and then when you get home or back to the depot, your assistant dismounts you.
What if you're leaning on the lamp?
We've got a very Christmassy audience.
If you were leaning on the lamppost and a buck-toothed man with a ukulele walked past, would there be anything that could...
Just lean down and set light to him.
Oh, Mr. Wu! Ow!
But if you got a lick up, you could use the post to swing around. You could do like a figure of 8 between them all.
That would be brilliant, and you've got a TV show, basically. Giraffe biking on ice.
Celebrity.
Yeah, celebrity giraffe
biking on ice.
So, the thing is, early bicycles were all very tall. What was the first... You know, the classic sort of bicycle.
Penny farthing.
Penny farthing, and that was actually known as an ordinary bicycle.
It just looks lethal.
It does, doesn't it? But, amazingly, the first bicycle, which is the kind we would know, i.e. with a chain that drove the back wheel from pedals, was known as a dwarf safety. And that was considered a really tiny bike. So it just shows most bicycles for a long time were like this.
I always wonder, how did they get on those things?
I guess it was a leany thing, and like horses. I guess they used to
get out of a first-floor window. Get down onto it.
Yeah.
There were novelty big bicycles, and the Clark brothers built flood bikes, which were to go above floodwaters so that you could get around.
See, now that's what I thought that other one was.
Yes, that would have been a good guess.
I thought that was going to be something.
Higher than the penny farthing?
I guess it was, yeah.
How flooded did it used to get?
Higher than the penny farthing, you say?
Then, of course, there was the cross-channel bike, which was a quarter of a mile up into the sky.
But there are people on tall bikes to this day who reenact sort of tourneys, you know, like jousting with lances on bikes.
That really does look dangerous.
Yeah, highly. We used to do at school, we used to do what we call quad hockey, which is like a polo, only on bikes. You use a hockey stick and a ball, and you just go round on a...
quad bikes?
No, not on quad bikes. It was in a quadrangle.
And a quadrangle?
Yeah.
And you were playing hockey in a quadrangle?
But, yeah,
you had a very different sort of schooling.
Why? Well, how is that different?
Well, in my school, we used to set fire to cars.
Yeah. we were in a gravel pit with a dead badger.
We just played Quidditch.
No! There you are.
It's all right, I suppose.
Yep.
Flying.
Giraffe bicycles were a boon to the weary lamplighter. How do you react, team, to queue barges?
Oh, very unfavourably.
Very badly.
Very unfavourably. Do you?
Yes, it goes against the very bedrock of Western society. And also, the late mergers, you know, in lanes.
Oh, yeah.
You're in the motorway, and thereed a coned-off lane, and you think, well, I'd better conscientiously merge now. and somebody will go right the way down the end of the thing, and then try and get in.
No, worse than that.
You do that. Curse you, leg merger, Davis.
To be fair, though, Alan is a part-time ambulance driver.